and I was just standing there, and she like went in, and then the next stall was open, and I went in and just started crying by myself, and then I ran out, and I was like, Khloé, my eyes wide.
Kourtney Kardashian has once again found herself at the center of a major family legal drama as she reopens a heated custody battle following a shocking and unexpected court ruling involving her ex-partner, Scott Disick. This legal twist has caught fans, insiders, and even the Kardashian family off guard, especially given the long-standing belief that Kourtney and Scott had settled into a relatively peaceful co-parenting arrangement since their breakup. Sharing 3 children, Mason, Penelope, and Rain, the two have been co-parenting for years with what appeared to be mutual respect and understanding. But things took a surprising turn when a recent court decision granted Scott expanded custodial rights. According to court sources, the ruling provided Scott with more unsupervised visitation, joint decision-making responsibilities regarding the children's education and health care, and a greater share of parenting time overall. Insiders say Kourtney was blindsided by the ruling and believes it undermines the stable and nurturing home environment she's built, particularly now that she's married to Travis Barker and has welcomed a new baby, Rocky, into her family. Her legal team has already filed a motion to reopen the case, arguing that new evidence must be considered, although the nature of this evidence remains confidential. Speculation suggests it may involve resurfacing concerns about Scott's past partying, struggles with sobriety, and general lifestyle choices, despite the fact that Scott has publicly demonstrated growth and commitment as a father in recent years. Court insiders hint that Kourtney's team wants to argue that while Scott's involvement may have increased, she has been the primary caregiver providing day-to-day support and emotional stability for the kids. Scott, on the other hand, has reportedly argued that he's been more present than public perception suggests, providing consistent parenting and actively participating in his children's lives. The judge's recent ruling suggests the court found merit in Scott's claims, possibly viewing Kourtney's high-profile lifestyle and the adjustments of a blended family as complicating factors. Fans are already split across social media, with hashtags like #TeamKourtney and #JusticeForScott trending on Twitter and TikTok. Some fans argue that Kourtney, being the more stable and responsible parent, should retain primary custody, while others believe Scott has earned the right to be more involved without being penalized for his past. Within the Kardashian family, this latest dispute is reportedly causing fresh tensions, with some members, including Kim and Khloé, staying neutral publicly but expressing concern behind the scenes. Kris Jenner, ever the family's matriarch and usually the peacemaker, is said to be walking a tightrope, wanting to support her daughter without alienating Scott, who remains close to the family and frequently appears on their show. The legal stakes are high, not just emotionally, but also reputationally, especially if this dispute spills over into future episodes of The Kardashians on Hulu. Legal experts watching the case note that custody decisions are never final and always subject to change if one parent can show a significant shift in circumstances or present compelling new evidence. In this case, the judge's openness to revisiting the matter could signal that both sides have credible claims and that a more balanced agreement might be negotiated. Or it could mean that things are about to get even more combative. What's clear is that Kourtney is not backing down. Sources close to her say she's determined to do what she believes is best for her children, even if it means reliving past traumas or revealing private details in a public courtroom. As the next court date approaches, speculation will only intensify about what evidence will be presented, how the judge will rule, and whether this custody clash will create permanent fractures in one of Hollywood's most high-profile families. Will Kourtney regain full control of her children's lives? Or will the court continue to give Scott a greater role, recognizing his efforts to step up and co-parent responsibly? One thing is certain. Following the court's initial ruling that favored Scott by granting him expanded custodial rights, Kourtney's legal team wasted no time in preparing a forceful rebuttal that could reshape the outcome entirely. Court documents, recently leaked to entertainment outlets, suggest that Kourtney's team is prepared to introduce a detailed timeline of events that aim to challenge Scott's reliability, pointing to alleged inconsistencies in his parenting, episodes of absenteeism, and lifestyle choices that Kourtney believes are not in the best interest of the children. Moreover, insiders claim that Kourtney's attorneys are preparing to present testimonials from nannies, tutors, and even school administrators who may provide insight into who has truly been managing the children's day-to-day lives. On Scott's side, sources say his legal team is doubling down by emphasizing his progress over the years, particularly his sobriety, his involvement in therapy, and his active presence at his children's school functions and extracurriculars. The legal strategy now seems to hinge not only on proving who provides the most stable environment, but also on who is more flexible and cooperative when it comes to shared parenting. Interestingly, Kourtney's recent marriage to Travis Barker has also come under scrutiny in court discussions. Though there's no evidence suggesting Barker has done anything inappropriate, Scott's team has raised questions about the rapid expansion of Kourtney's household, the influence of celebrity culture in her home, and the potential emotional impact of blended family dynamics on the kids. They argue that such changes, while not inherently harmful, could create confusion and instability, especially for younger children like Rain. Meanwhile, fans and legal analysts alike are dissecting every new piece of information released in the press, with social media users theorizing about secret settlements, behind-the-scenes tension, and the role the Kardashian brand might be playing in shaping public perception. Some critics argue that both parties are treating the custody dispute like a media campaign, leveraging public sympathy to gain an advantage in court. But others believe that this transparency, intentional or not, helps bring accountability to a system that often leaves family court decisions shrouded in secrecy. Adding fuel to the fire, anonymous insiders from the Kardashian camp have hinted that Kim and Khloé are trying to mediate quietly behind the scenes, urging both parties to seek a private resolution rather than escalate the feud in front of the cameras or tabloids. However, those close to Scott insist that he has no intention of backing down, especially after finally securing more time with his children, a milestone he's reportedly been working toward for years. As emotions escalate, Travis Barker is said to be quietly supporting Kourtney, but friends of the couple acknowledge that the situation has placed pressure on their marriage, particularly as they juggle caring for newborn Rocky while managing the stress of the legal battle. Publicly, both Kourtney and Scott have remained mostly silent, possibly under legal advice, but fans are watching every Instagram story, every unfollow, every subtle post for signs of what's really happening. Meanwhile, speculation continues to swirl about how this battle will be portrayed in the next season of The Kardashians. Some production sources suggest cameras were rolling during some of the court-related meetings, although it's unclear whether that footage will make it to air. With the next court hearing scheduled for just a few weeks away, and both sides reportedly unwilling to compromise, the outcome could permanently alter not only the custody arrangement, but also the public's view of two of the most closely followed co-parents in pop culture. Whether the court will favor consistency and shared responsibility, or decide that one parent should have greater control, remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: the emotional toll on everyone involved, especially the children, is growing. As the world waits for the next development, fans can only hope that whatever the outcome, it prioritizes the well-being and happiness of Mason, Penelope, and Rain above all else.